All right, welcome back to another video, guys. So in today's video, I want to show you how exactly I dropped around 12 pounds in 18 days. So obviously this is an extreme thing, an extreme weight loss thing, challenge. Would not recommend this, it's not healthy, clearly. But if you are looking to take yourself into like a photo shoot, or you left a holiday last minute to get lean and now you want to get lean, this could be a great approach. Obviously very short term because it's not sustainable, obviously. I will say as well, if you're someone who's overweight or obese, it's not gonna make you look super crazy, although it will help you a lot. Like, it will help anyone. But if you are kind of lean already, if you're starting from a lean point, this will definitely take you into some juicy, some naughty territory. So looking lean and mean. Yeah, without further ado, shout out to my friend, by the way, who put me onto this. But it's basically a revised Lyle McDonald's diet. So let me write this all down. Okay, so this was the game plan. Basically just copied it from my notes that I still have on my phone. So as you can see, I went from 171.9 pounds to 159.8 pounds. So I basically, whatever that was, and then that was 72.6, whatever 72.6 is. And then I overspilt that day before the photo shoot. So I could have looked even better. I was kicking myself for that, but I tried to like coach it myself, the whole carb up and peak week type of thing. But that was my fault, but whatever. So I messed that up. So I came up, what's that, 2 pounds basically. So whatever I was, so on the day of, I was 73.6 kg on the day of the photo shoot. But yeah, so this was the approach. So protein, bare minimum, 1 gram per pound body weight in protein. For the most part, I was, well, actually no, I was hitting that. If not, I was getting more. 4 liters, yeah, that was bare minimum. More time, that was like the very bottom. For the most part, it was probably more like 5 liters, but yeah. And then trace fats. So my fats pretty much just came from the eggs, to be honest. As in like the real fatty fats just came from the eggs, and I was using a bit of ghee as the oil. So yeah, the ghee and egg was the the only real fats, to be honest. And then 15, 20K steps. Some days were busy at work, so I mean that would get the brunt of that, would get the majority of it, to be honest. But yeah, just that was all these are non-negotiables. So I was hitting 15 to 20K steps without a question. And then just salad for carbs. So I was getting this salad from, and this leads on to the chicken as well. The chicken and salad, obviously it's really basic, like it's nothing new, but that's just what I did. So that's just the facts. So I was getting this M&S chicken thing from M&S, and I was getting that salad too, the Rosa Verde salads. So that was just like dark green leaves. It wasn't a salad like carby sort of vegetables. It was basically dark greens. It was like spinach, peppers. What else was in there? There was tomatoes, but I don't like tomatoes, so I didn't have that. I think there was some onions in there too, some purple onions, which I love, so I had that. And there was one other thing. There was shavings of carrots, of a carrot, but it was like real minimal, so it wasn't that deep. I think in the whole salad it was like maybe 50, 60 calories, something like that. But yeah, so that's what I was doing. With my first meal, what I did was, because I would wake up super early for work, and on days that were like super busy, well, every day I was doing this, but on, like, let's say I would wake up at 5 a.m. for work, I would have my first meal. So I'd have the egg and the egg whites, and then I would push back my second meal as far back as I could. So I remember on a bit more of a busier day, like a Monday and a Wednesday, I would push meal 2 back as much as I could. And then on like a Tuesday and Thursday where I wasn't as busy, I was having basically getting my steps as like, instead of like PTing, and then I would have the meal number 2. Obviously, it would be ideal for me to say, yeah, I had my meal 1, I pushed back my meal 1, then I waited, 3-4 hours, but obviously I was working at the time, so it kind of just depended on the day. So each day varied, if I'm being honest, but for the most part, this was very consistent. Meal number 1, that was every time. Like, I'd wake up at 5 a.m, I'd have that at what, like 5:30, then quickly make that, quickly get ready for work, and then yeah, make my way. The sauce was the Nando's lemon and lime Maldini. So before I was, I'm actually so silly, like before I was having a soy sauce and it had so much salt in it. So and this is also a little thing to put out there too, like also it's a good thing to track your sodium intake, because I was having this soy sauce that was lovely, making all this stuff go down, the salad and the chicken go down but it had so much salt. It was like a soy sauce type of one. And yeah, and I was like, my calories were so low, but I was not seeing the scale move. And then for a couple of days, and I'm like, I look at the soy sauce. This was I should have known this, to be honest. This was just me being silly. But I was like, I looked at the salt and I was like, oh my god. And then obviously I changed it to the Nando's lemon and lime mild. If you know, you know. But yeah, this was basically my approach. Literally tried to stick to this as much as I could. I think I might have, knowing me, I probably did, but I probably messed up like a 1 or 2 days within the 18 days. I think in the Lyle McDonald thing too, it says you should, if you run it for 10 days, then you have like a refeed or something, and then you do like another 10 days and you do like 3 parts of that or something like that. But this was my like revised version, so I kind of did put my own little twist on it. But essentially, it was high protein, low carbs, low fats, and yeah, a lot of steps. Not. I don't really think. I think I might have on my Sunday when I was like completely off. I would do like an hour of cardio. Obviously, that would have only been like what 2, 3 sessions in like the 18 days. Yeah, for the most part, it was just steps. So a lot of movement, nothing too crazy. Like hit cardio, keep that recovery strong, keep the movement high, low intensity stuff, keep the recovery high, and yeah. But that's how I was looking, and I went from looking okay to looking semi decent. But yeah, hope that helps. Oh yeah, I forgot to add too. I'm not a naturally lean guy. Like I'm a bit more of a have a bit more of a stocky build. I'm a bit more of a stocky individual. I like to hold a bit more love, shall we say? So this took some real willpower. I'm not gonna lie to you, and also something that I didn't add actually in here, but caffeine. So my caffeine intake, I can't lie, was very high during this. So usually I would like to think my caffeine, or usually my caffeine is around 200 milligrams, like 6 days a week, 5, 6 days a week. Whereas at this point in time, I remember, man, like I was having one coffee in the morning. I tried to do the whole Andrew Huberman thing, like wait 60 to 90 minutes before your first coffee. I think it's 90. So I was doing that, and that definitely, I feel like, I don't know if it was placebo, if I thought about it too much, but I feel like that definitely actually has an effect. Like if you wait 90 minutes, you definitely it definitely does work, shall we say. But at this point, I was just so hungry, tired, because obviously I had to be up at mornings too. But long story short, anyway, whatever. I was just so tired that I was just having a lot of coffee. I would have one coffee in the morning, then I would have another coffee midday, or like a monster. Sometimes I would go to Starbucks and get the big one, whatever they call it, the grande one. I don't know. And apparently that's like 330 milligrams. So the coffee from the morning on top of that. And then I would usually have some sort of pre-workout before I trained, whether it be like an actual pre-workout of like 200 milligrams or a monster. So I would like to think I was in that kind of, well, I was definitely over the government recommendation or health recommendation, whatever it is, which is 400, whoever it is, but is 400 milligrams. I was definitely over that. I was definitely probably pushing like 600, 700. I know obviously there's people out there just doing more, but yeah, I was probably pushing, if I had to guess, definitely 600 to 700 milligrams. Definitely got used to it, because more time I was not even feeling. I remember one time I was so tired. When I got there in the morning, I literally I cracked the monster before my first client. I was drinking it, and I must have been speaking to my friend. I was like, "This is doing nothing. Like a monster." I must have had a sip, and it was just doing nothing. I was so, what's the word? Caffeine. I was so, my dopamine or my caffeine levels was just maxed out to where I was just numb. I was feeling nothing. Like it wasn't doing anything for me. I was just tired. Anyway, enough of that waffle. So for the most part, I think that's pretty much good. I'm going to wrap up the video there. But yeah, if you ever in need to get lean, follow this template, adjust it how you would need to adjust it. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That sums it up. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. Drop me a like, subscribe for more fitness content in the future. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.